Thanks to the Doom modding community, there are so many Doom WADs available for players to experience, and in this video we're gonna take a look at some of the more interesting WADs that have been released recently. Let's start with a mega WAD named Auger Zenith. This is a gorgeous cyberpunk themed Doom WAD consisting of 21 maps with so many neon lights your eyes hurt. Rip and tear your way through the cyberpunk suburbs, office buildings, subways, and bars, all the while headbanging to the soundtrack. I have no clue what genre of music this is, but it's awesome. There's a lot of attention to detail in every map, and they're all littered with cyberpunk pop culture references. If you've longed for a first-person cyberpunk experience but were disappointed by Cyberpunk 2077, I highly recommend you check out this mega WAD. For the second WAD in this video, we have a total conversion in the name of Legend of Doom. Simply put, this WAD is a faithful recreation of the original NES Legend of Zelda in Doom's engine. Even the main menu beautifully resembles the original. If you're a fan of Zelda and always wanted to experience the game in first person for some reason, this mod is a must-play for you. And if you haven't played Zelda before, here's your chance to play it for free on Doom's engine. Yes, the recreation is that accurate. Next is a gameplay overhaul mod called Doom Fighters. This mod turns Doom into a beat-em-up game with a new animated 3D Doom guy model. The mod is still in the early stages, so at the time of recording there are currently 3 weapons the player can use. You can use your fists to beat the living shit out of those demons, throw explosive barrels at them, or slice and dice them with the crucible. Or you can just grab them and throw them all the way back to hell. This mod is a great way to manage your anger issues, and I highly recommend it if you're looking to play Doom with new gameplay mechanics. Next up is Unfamiliar Trilogy. This WAD remakes the original Doom episodes and implements modern source port technology like ambient sounds and dynamic lights. It also expands all map layouts and in some cases completely rebuilds maps from scratch. Think of this mod as a visual enhancement of the environments in the original Doom episodes. But to be honest, that description doesn't do the WAD justice. Unfamiliar Trilogy's maps feel more like a completely new game with some familiar areas from the original episodes. For comparison, we'll take a look at E1M1 from the original and E1M1 from Unfamiliar Trilogy. In the Unfamiliar Trilogy WAD, the player starts by jumping off the spaceship outside the UAC and making their way inside. In the original, the player starts on the inside, and at the beginning, the only familiar thing you can spot are the stairs leading to the armor pickup. You'll notice this a lot on most maps, and this WAD does a great job of modernizing the original Doom episodes. Overall, Unfamiliar Trilogy is an amazing WAD that allows Doom fans to, as if, experience the original Doom WAD for the first time again, and is a must-play for any Doom fan. This next WAD is a total conversion mod that might interest a lot of you post-apocalyptic Fallout lovers out there, and of course, I'm talking about Ashes 2063. The second episode of Ashes 2063, Ashes Afterglow, released earlier this year, and man is it good. At the very beginning, you are greeted by one of the coolest main menus you'll ever see from a Doom WAD and an awesome 80s inspired soundtrack. There's a story to Ashes and quests to solve. The player can travel from hub area to another, but it's not an open world game. You can explore and scavenge supermarkets, power plants, and waste treatment facilities, and so on. Level design is realistic and similar to that of Duke Nukem. There are settlements and outposts full of interesting NPCs and quest givers. The enemies range from raiders to mutants. The weaponry is absolutely amazing and everything is satisfying to use, like this badass shotgun over here. There's harmful radiation, a motorcycle to ride, and an amazing looking HUD. The environments are all littered with detail and heavily inspired by games like Rage, Fallout, and Duke Nukem. The gameplay, although different from your usual Doom WAD experience, is still very fun and is similar to games like Rage, where ammo is scarce and healing items are hard to come by. This mod is a must-play and feels like an entirely new game, so if you're looking for another adventure through the wasteland, be sure to check out Ashes 2063. Next is a Slaughter Mega WAD with a striking black and red visual style. Ocula consists of a little over 30 levels and a few secret levels that were all crafted with player torture in mind. If you're looking for a challenge and are a fan of Slaughter WADs, you should check this one out. Coming up is Elysium's Curse Episode 1. This WAD consists of 6 levels and is as good as a WAD gets, with more complex, expertly designed levels, beautiful environments, and an equally beautiful soundtrack. Gameplay is very well paced, the difficulty is balanced, and I especially enjoyed the bigger and more open maps in this WAD, as that suits the aesthetic a lot more in my opinion. This map set is a very fun time, so if you're a fan of excellent map design and just plain old fun, I highly recommend you check this one out. For our third total conversion mod in this video, we have the Bikini Bottom Massacre, a SpongeBob Doom mod. At first I thought this was a joke WOD, but it's well made and lots of fun. The WOD has its own new main menu layout with new names for difficulties and new sound effects for option selection. It even has story slides to let the player know exactly what happened to Squidward that would piss him off to the point of massacring the entirety of Bikini Bottom. As you'd expect from a total conversion mod, the Doom enemies have been reskinned along with weapons as well. But don't worry, they still function the same as the vanilla Doom enemies, which is nice. The weaponry is really well made, and yes, the super shotgun is still satisfying. And the rocket launcher too. If you're a fan of SpongeBob, then you knew it was only a matter of time before Squidward had completely lost his mind, and this WOD brings that to life. This is the best unofficial SpongeBob game ever made. While playing Doom, have you ever thought to yourself, I want to be a ninja? Well, you probably haven't, but there's a mod out there that does turn you into a ninja. The 9th mod in this video is Doom Shinobi. Shinobi aims to change the FPS experience of Doom into a third-person ninja beat-em-up. The player controls a ninja that can walk on walls, jump, and slice and dice their enemies. This mod has a few bugs and instabilities, but overall it's a fun new way to experience Doom. Halloween season is over, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy some horror-themed WODs like Trick and Tear 2. This WOD is a sequel to the original Trick and Tear WOD, and it consists of 18 maps and a custom bestiary of ghoulish monsters. The maps are very well made with a gothic visual style and a few jump scares, and the soundtrack is unnerving. All in all, this was a lot of fun, so if you're into horror WODs, definitely check this one out. And now it's time for bonus mods. Our first bonus WOD is Sign of Torment. Sign of Torment is unique to the usual WODs made for Doom in that it utilizes features not usually presented in other map sets. If you've played all the previously mentioned WODs and want more Doom, check this one out. Ray Mohawk 2 is a tropical themed WOD with 20 maps. This may not be the best map design or the best WOD out there, but it's definitely a fun time to play through. And finally, Doom Ega is a mod that makes Doom use a retro color palette. This is cool, and I'm a sucker for this kind of aesthetic.